Hello my friends, and welcome to our next camping adventure. Cheers to you folks. Well, we definitely have a muggy day today, but that's all right. Just had a chance to get away from everything for a while and just get out and relax. So with that being said, my friends, we'll get red fired up. We'll get headed toward that campground. So y'all buckle up, grab your beverage of choice, and I'll see you when we get there. Let's go. My friends are headed back to our campsite, and lo and behold, look what's standing by the road. How you doing, girl? Oh, there goes another one. All right, I'm blocking the road, my friends. Wow, that's amazing. All right, my friends, we made it down here to our campsite. Had a little bit of excitement getting here. That was pretty cool. But holy catfish, our entire campsite is downhill. I don't know if the camera can tell or not, but if you were to draw a level line from me to the picnic table, the top of that picnic table will be hitting me right about in the shin. And there's a nice valley back here. Let's take a walk down here, my friends. It's taking a second, give you an idea how long this campsite is. Holy cow. And there we go. That's pretty nice. And we're definitely I'll put some chalks underneath that picnic table for later. But for now, my friends, I'm gonna grab a couple things out of red and we're gonna grab a seat. Appreciate y'all coming along. Take care, and we'll catch up directly. Here's a little perspective, my friends. Oh my goodness. We're definitely going to need some step assist this evening. Oh. Yeah. Grab a seat, my friends. Sorry, Red. Cheers to you, my friends. Well, we've already had a pretty exciting start to this camping adventure. We've had our first critter encounter before we actually got to our campsite. That was amazing. We were just driving back here to the camping area, and lo and behold, there's a doe standing right by the road. And well, actually there was two of them. I didn't see the second one until it moved. But that was pretty neat. I'll grant that. Oh, and our temperatures back here are pretty nice. I guess the only thing I would consider a drawback is that we are definitely on a slope away from where we've got Red Park. That's about the most level spot in this campsite, fortunately. But that's not going to cause us too many issues. Well, I say that, but when it comes time to pack everything up and bring it back to Red, yeah, it's all uphill. That's all right. Oh my gosh. And our temperatures are much, much better here than from where we left. It doesn't feel as muggy, and we've got a nice breeze. So this is going to be a pretty nice little camping adventure, my friends. Oh, and for dinner tonight, we're going to be having bacon jam cheeseburgers. But we'll get into a little bit more of that a little bit later on. But for right now, I think I'm just going to kick back and relax and just enjoy these nice temperatures out here and some peace and quiet. So my friends, appreciate y'all coming along. Here's to you. Y'all take care, and we'll catch up in a little bit. Here's to you, my friends. Ooh, worked up a little bit of a sweat just getting all this organized. And our campfire's doing really well right now. If I get this lid back on here. But we're on a slope, so we gotta be careful. But let's do some prep work here. With our bacon jam cheeseburgers, we're gonna have some baked beans to go with it. So let me get that prepped, which doesn't take a lot. Gotta be careful, I forgot to bring a trash bag over here. Because we're gonna cook these over the fire too. Yeah, that's pretty much all of them. I'm not gonna go digging around in there for 5 of them. There we go. Now this little guy is going to be, pardon me, a frog in my throat. This little guy is going to be for our bacon jam. We're going to warm it up over the fire too. We're not going to get it hot, but we just want it to loosen up a bit. Let me show you what we got here. And here's our bacon jam. We'll get to that again here directly. Oops, while I'm in here. Our burgers. Let's get a little bit more prepared. go. Ah, well, what do you know? Trash bag. Ah. All we're going to do to these jokers is just, you know, give them a little bit of salt and pepper. Like, get it to open. I'm trying to be careful because I'm on a slope. I feel like I'm just going to roll right off the back of this picnic table. But I didn't have anything to slide up under the legs. I always start in the wrong direction. There you go. Boy, that thing just wants to race out of there. Holy catfish. There we go. All right, now we're ready to get these jokers on the fire. And I'm going to get them cooked up. And speaking of the bacon jam, I'm going to share that recipe with you guys. It's a pretty basic recipe, but we're going to jump over to the kitchen and I'm going to cook these cheeseburgers. So y'all take care and we'll catch up here, oh, well, when the hamburgers are done. Yeah. All right, my friends, well, what I've got here is a pound of bacon, and I've already started to chop it up into bite-sized pieces, so I'm going to finish that, and we're going to get it in the pan. And we're going to start off in a cold pan, so bear with me for a few minutes. Of it in here, and as you're cooking it, it'll separate. I don't think we need that. And we're going to set the temperature on this and bring it up to temperature, get it all cooked through, about medium low. But in the meantime, I've got a sweet onion here I'm going to dice up. So I'm going to be kind of back and forth here a little bit. And then, well, when the bacon's ready, we're going to throw our onion in there. So I'll be back directly. Get rid of that. I love this cutting board. It hugs the counter. All right, my friends, our bacon is pretty good and crisp. I think we're good to go. So I've turned the heat off on the burner. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the bacon out of here and drain off most of the grease. We want to leave in about 2 tablespoons, enough to kind of wet the bottom of the pan for our onions. So give me a minute, my friends, while I get this out of here. This is why I put my bacon grease in before I strain it, and then I'll jar it up and put it in the fridge. Always save your bacon grease. And there we go. Got pretty much just enough to coat the bottom. So we're going to go back to medium-low heat, drop our onions in there and get them to caramelize. Now this is going to take a while. All right, my friends, well, once the onion's ready, we'll be back, and we've got some more ingredients to throw in here. Oh, and by the way, I pretty much diced up the onions, but I did leave a few bigger chunks in there, just because that's how I like it. All right, my friends, let's get some more ingredients in here. And what I have here is 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. We'll give that a stir here for about a minute, then we'll get the rest of it in here. All right, let's get the rest of it in here. And what I have here, I'm trying not to spill anything, half a cup of packed brown sugar. 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. Give that a quick mix. Turn that heat down again. You want a very low simmer on this, otherwise it's just going to burn with all these sugars in here. Half a cup of water. That'll settle it down. And then we throw our bacon back in. There we go. Now you're going to want to stir this fairly often. And I'm going to play with the heat just a little bit. We want to bring it up to a low simmer. And like I said, you don't want the sugars to burn. You might hear that in the background. I'm making a pot of coffee. Because this process takes a minute. Oh, it's starting to bubble. Awesome. All right, my friends, I'll tend to this. And, well, I'll explain more of the consistency here directly. All right, my friends, right now we're waiting for all that water to steam off and everything to get nice and thick. So, and it's a tedious process, but I think it's worth it. No, we still have a few minutes to go. Cheers. Ah. All right, my friends, I've taken it off the heat, and what you were looking for, I think I got that on camera for us, is when you take your spatula or whatever and you swipe across the bottom of the pan, that you can get a nice clear stripe. So we're gonna let this cool down a little bit and give it a little taste test here. It's good stuff. So there's a lot of, oh, pardon me. There's a lot of different things you can do with it as far as seasonings and whatnot. I just like to keep it just bare minimum, and it seems to work out pretty good. But you can add red pepper flakes or salt, pepper. I don't think it needs either one, but I just fix it to my personal taste. But you can doctor it up any way you want to. If you like it sweeter, maybe a little bit less of the vinegar, a little bit more tangy, a little bit more. But you can this is just the base recipe, and just make it your own, my friends. Well, as soon as this cools down, I'm gonna jar it up. Got these at the dollar store. Well, I don't have to buy a case of them. I just need 1 or 2. And supposedly this will keep for up to 2 weeks, I'm told, but it never lasts that long. Let me tell you, my friends. All right, well, let's, well, I think those cheeseburgers might be done. So let's get back to camp. All right, my friends, it's dinner time. Ooh, I am warming up, let me tell you. All right. And I've had the beans cool a little bit. I got them a little bit too warm. That's my bad. Let's grab one of these jokers. They shrunk up pretty good, I'll give it that. Here's our, we had some gnats come around here. They're trying to get to our bacon jam here, so I put a little lid over it. So let's put some of this on there. There we go. Put its lid back on. I'm on a slope, so I'm a little nervous about this bean situation, so we're going to put them toward the back of the plate. There we go. All right, and I'm not going to, this is the only condiment I'm going to use, and I've got just some sourdough buns because they were on sale. Should have got a little bit smaller, I think. I think our sandwiches have cooled down enough. And I only put the bacon jam on there just long enough to get it nice and warm. It's cooked, so here we go. Oh my goodness, that's good. Oh, I am dehydrated. Cheers, my friends. This is actually my second water. Holy cow. I know these beans are hot, but we're gonna see if we can, they're just standard generic beans. Yeah, it's still pretty tasty. It goes well together with this cheeseburger, that's for sure. I'll get another bite of that. Oh my word, that is fantastic. You get all the, on top of the cheeseburger, obviously, that bacon, those caramelized onions in there. Whew, that is some good stuff, my friends. Well, everybody, appreciate y'all hanging in there this far. Well, I'm gonna kind of eat dinner a little quick because the gnats keep coming around my plate. They're leaving me alone, but man, they want this burger. So everybody out there, appreciate you hanging in there. And, well, we'll catch up after dinner. Well, we're into our second sandwich, my friends. They're good. And I took the leftover bacon jam, and we're going to see if we can make some improvements on these generic baked beans. Night and day. Holy catfish. That is a good burger. It's all uphill from here, my friends. I will get busy. Cheers to you, my friends. I'm facing the other direction. We're downhill, so I don't feel like I'm going to fall out of my chair. But holy catfish, I warmed up pretty good getting all that stuff packed back up to red, that's for sure. Wow. But it's starting to cool down now, and our sun's starting to set. But oh my gosh, that dinner was fantastic. And the recipe I showed everybody on the bacon jam, what you saw in that jar, I probably is a little brief, and I apologize for that. But that's all that made. I mean, a big onion and a pound of bacon, because it reduces down pretty good. But as I was going to say, that's just a base recipe. Excuse me. You can spice it up if you want to. I know some people put in chili powder, red pepper flakes. If you like it sweeter, a little bit more sugar, a little less vinegar. But that's the base recipe to start with. And holy catfish, there's a raccoon. Hold on, my friends. We'll see if we can get some footage of this guy. I'll get my phone to come on. Give me a second. There's the camera. Daggone. Oh, shoot. Well, there he is. Critter number 2. Turn the other camera off when we walk over here. Oops, I'm trying not to trip. I'm walking downhill. Oh, there he goes. He snuck around on me. I thought he disappeared. And off he goes. All right, buddy, you enjoy your evening. How you doing? All right, I'm gonna go sit back down, my friends. We'll keep an eye on him though. All right, well, that was interesting. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that. I wonder how many of them little jokers been walking around and I just didn't even know. Oh, he's wandering off. That was pretty neat. But I forgot what I was talking about, but that's all right. Cheers to you, my friends. Well, we have a little campfire, and I'm going to keep it that way because I'm still pretty warm, but I know our temperatures are going to drop down below 70 tonight, so that's going to be nice. And the humidity seems to have tapered off, I guess, for lack of a better term. But, my friends, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate y'all coming along on my little camping adventures. I truly do. This is a pretty good one. We saw a deer, we saw a raccoon, and had a great dinner. Holy cow. Well, everybody out there, y'all take care. I'll see you in the morning. Make sure it gets all burned up. And I'm watching for that raccoon. Good morning, campers. Cheers to you, my friends. I decided to enjoy my coffee this morning on a little bit more level ground. And it's a nice morning too. Oh, temperature-wise, we had a slight breeze that it's coming and going. And the birds are out. Wow, just a really nice morning. Oh, and yesterday was fantastic. Holy catfish. I mean, before we even got to camp, we see a deer. Well, we get to camp. We had a great dinner last night. Then a raccoon tried to sneak in on us. It was pretty fun. Oh my goodness. Well, my friends, I'm just going to kick back here and enjoy this coffee before I get red packed up and head back to the city. And just enjoy some of these nice temperatures. But everybody out there, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate y'all coming along on my little camping adventures. I truly do. This was a nice one. I mean, we had warmer temperatures or not. It was just great to get out for a day and just, get away from things. So everybody out there, here's to you. Y'all take care. And as always, I'll see you soon.